amigos, can I get an amen? Now, how about a hallelujah? Hallelujah! It's show with no name time. Time for liftoff. Here we go, folks.
9, 8,
7.
6.
Come on.
5, 4,
3.
2.
Come on.
1, 0. Ignition.
Step on it, buddy.
Liftoff. Liftoff.
As we say, we haven't got all day. Let's go.
Get ready. Hold on to your hats. Strap on your seatbelt. Fasten your seatbelts. Hold on to your hats. Get ready for the ride of your life. The show with no name time on Vaughn Radio. It's the show with no name. It's the show. Let's go.
Welcome, amigos. Welcome to another exciting edition of the show with no name. And thank you. Before we get started, thanks to all of you who showed up. Fijaos como lo pronuncio. I said showed up. We were looking at this the other day, the regular verb endings. No showed up, it's showed up. So thanks to everybody who showed up at the book fair, Feria del Libro. It was absolutely beautiful. A very heartwarming, moving, touching. Todos significan conmovedores. What a day. What a day. What can I say? Full of emotions, full of family, friends, familiar faces. And it was wonderful. So thank you to all of you who showed up. You know who you are. And remember, it's not over. Not yet. We've still got the book fair going on. I know Richard Vaughn is there on Sundays. I'm just not sure of what time. But don't worry. You've got all that information on Vaughn's social media. So make sure you're following us on Facebook, X, Instagram, YouTube. Hey, whatever one you're using, we're there, and you can get all the information you'll need about the book fair and upcoming events. And speaking of upcoming events, it's almost time, folks.
Hey, Daddy, when's the next trivia night?
It's Tuesday, June 3rd at 8 p.m.
Who's hosting?
Me,
Oh, great. Where is it again?
at the Toast Tap Room.
Cool. See you there.
Awesome. Pues ahí lo tenéis, familia. Nos vemos el 3 de junio a las 8 in Vaughn Radio Trivia Night. Oh, yeah, folks. Now it's officially around the corner. It's Vaughn Radio Trivia Night, and I've got to tell you something. I'm not ready. All right, there. I came clean. To come clean means to admit something. I'm not ready yet. Okay, I'm almost ready. There's the good news. So later on today, I've got to finish up the questions and some of the sound clues, but I plan to finish it today so that on the 3rd of June, do I have it right? Yes, finally, the day before, and I got it right, finally. The 3rd of June, we'll be seeing you. And I say we because I'll be there, my family's going to be there, my friends are going to be there, my students. So many people have confirmed that they are going to be at the upcoming Vaughn Radio Trivia Night. If you're not going to be there, I don't know why. I mean, it's going to be like a big bash, really. Un fiestón. The theme is your inner child. Tu niño interior, your inner child. So the more you know about, stuff that a big kid would like. No, stuff that a kid/big kid would like, then the more you're going to get right. But it's not about winning or anything like that. It's about getting together with your teachers, because many of us are going to be there. Your fellow students, I know some of you are even meeting up to go there together. Some of you are going to meet up there. I mean, what an awesome event. It's the Vaughn Radio Trivia Night. It's free, and it is Tuesday, the 3rd of June. Folks, if you're listening to this and it's not too late, I'll see you there. It's going to be a blast. A very, very special evening. It kicks off at 8 p.m., and it's going to take place at the Toast Tap Room. So it's not the same place. It's the same place it was last month, but a couple months ago, we changed locations. So make sure you write that down. 8 p.m., June 3rd, 2025, Vaughn Radio Trivia Night, hosted by yours truly, un servidor. Be there or be square. The place is the Toast Tap Room. Toast como brindis, como tostada. The Toast Tap Room, and tap viene de grifo. How many beers do you have on tap? And in fact, if you like all different kinds of beer, I think they've got like maybe 12 to 14 different beer taps. And that means different flavors, different styles. So if you are a beer connoisseur or you just want to have some fun, join us for Vaughn Radio Trivia Night. And since I know you guys like challenges, let's get started with today's first challenge, our pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Yeah. Let's go. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. Pop quiz. All right, folks. Well, this pop quiz today is coming straight from one of our materials that I think you need to get. Even if you don't have one of my 5 books, I recommend you get this. It is our translation book pocket. Okay, it fits. We call it that because it fits in your pocket. Well, unless you're wearing skinny jeans, then it won't. But you know what I mean. I mean, you can take it with you on the go, and it is basically every structure you will need in the English language, from the easiest ones like it's mine or what is it, these simple things, to if I had known, I would have invited you, right, to these more complicated structures and phrasal verbs. And if you do not have it, I'm telling you, if you have a choice between getting one of my books and the translation book, because you're short on cash. Hey, it happens. It happens to everyone all the time. You're like, oh, oops, got to get the car fixed now. Oh, no, wow, forgot about that. Okay, so I get it. I get that. But this is a material you need to have. You can pick it up at the book fair. And yes, I was right, by the way. A 10% discount on all our materials at Feria del Libro. So you still have 3 weeks to get your buns, tus bollitos, tus bollos, another word for bun too is moño, right? To get your buns, es culete, over to Feria del Libro and pick up your favorite materials. And this weekend, when I was there, Saturday, this past weekend, I sold a lot of translation books. I mean, I really believe if you know that book inside and out from start to finish, and you've repeated the audio, I think you really should have a really good mastery of the language. I mean, it's not, you don't only want to use that. You want to watch, you want to listen, you want to read, you want to do as much other, but this will give you the basics. And then you can change it. El momento que ya tienes, have you ever been to? Pues da igual, ya tienes que aprender la ciudad o el país. Have you ever been to? No cambia. So you've got the structure down. You just need to know the city. Same thing with how long does it take to eat? You just need to think of the verb. The rest doesn't change. How long does it take to boom? How long does it take to whatever? So there, as long as you learn those structures and you know enough vocabulary, verbs, adjectives, then you should be able to put things together in a natural way. And one of the ways you do that is, of course, by listening, not just reading how it's written. That'll just throw you off. Eso te va a confundir más. I think the key is listening. So everybody listen carefully. This is a little excerpt from our translation booklet. I think it's one of the Vaughn materials I recommend the most, as I said, even over my own books. And listen, I know you're thinking, but Alberto, don't you make money off your books? Listen, it's not, if you want to make money, you don't write books unless you're Stephen King. There are only a few authors who are really making money writing books. So this is about, I think it's worth its weight in gold. That, if you get that, and also what is called our student manual, you've got the Vaughn method. That's what our teachers go, that's the minimum. Then we go with the other materials as well. But the minimum that you go to your classes with is the translation books and the student manual. Obviously, the teacher's version is the teacher's manual, but that's where it came from. I remember a lot of students saying that to me, like, what's that book that you're looking at there? I mean, the one that you're getting all the ideas and structures. And I'm like, well, this is the Vaughn method. It's the teacher's manual. And they're like, well, I want that. I'm like, well, it's not really written for you. It's written for me to explain it to you. Like, it's a guide for the teacher. And I guess somebody had a brilliant idea and said, well, wait, why don't we just take it and adapt it? Same material. And why don't we adapt it so it can be read from a student's perspective as well, so they can even follow along if they're taking, because, okay, we're in section 7.5. Well, the student can go home and take a look at that as well. So this is what I would consider the backbone part of what makes the Vaughn method the Vaughn method. So everybody listen up and listen carefully, because afterwards I'll have a couple challenges for you.
List 6.
Ha habido un malentendido.
There's been a misunderstanding.
Ha habido varios problemas.
There have been several problems.
Ha sido un día difícil.
It's been a tough day.
He recibido mucha presión.
I've received a lot of pressure.
He tenido que tomar decisiones.
I've had to make decisions.
He tenido que ser duro con algunas personas.
I've had to be tough with some people.
He tenido que defender mis puntos de vista.
I've had to defend my points of view.
Ha habido algunos desacuerdos.
There have been some disagreements.
He tenido que imponer mi voluntad.
I've had to impose my will.
No ha habido ningún incendio.
There haven't been any fires.
Llevamos aquí 10 días.
We've been here for 10 days.
Nadie ha muerto nunca de agujetas.
Nobody's ever died of sore muscles.
Nunca he hecho algo así.
I've never done anything like that.
El nivel del agua ha subido.
The water level has risen.
Él ha perdido a la mayoría de sus amigos.
He's lost most of his friends.
El plástico se ha hecho más importante que el acero.
Plastic has become more important than steel.
Nunca ha sido fácil.
It's never been easy.
No he empezado a buscarlo aún.
I haven't started looking for it yet.
Han estado escuchándonos.
They've been listening to us.
Nunca te he prometido nada.
I've never promised you anything.
Nos lo hemos pasado bien.
We've had a good time.
Ha hecho buen tiempo.
The weather's been nice.
Ha hecho un poco de calor.
It's been a little hot.
¿Cuándo volvemos a vernos?
When will we see each other again?
Has crecido mucho desde la última vez que te vi.
You've grown a lot since the last time I saw you.
List 7.
Nacieron en aquella aldea.
They were born in that village.
También se criaron allí.
They grew up there too.
Fue descubierto hace unos años.
It was discovered a few years ago.
Se le recordó que asistiera a la reunión.
He was reminded to attend the meeting.
Fue asesinado por los indios.
He was killed by the Indians.
Fue matado por una flecha.
He was killed by an arrow.
Fue abandonado para que se muriera.
He was left to die.
Fue salvado por un misionero.
He was saved by a missionary.
Fue llevado al fuerte.
He was taken to the fort.
Fue presentado al capitán.
He was introduced to the captain.
Le fue concedida una medalla.
He was given a medal.
Fue enviado a la capital.
He was sent to the capital.
Nunca ha vuelto.
He's never come back, or he's never returned.
Nunca nos ha escrito.
He's never written to us.
Creo que se ha olvidado de nosotros.
I think he's forgotten about us.
Ni siquiera nos dio las gracias.
He didn't even thank us.
No le he visto desde entonces.
I haven't seen him since then.
No he oído nada de él.
I haven't heard anything about him.
Nadie me ha dicho nada sobre él.
Nobody's told me anything about him.
Ni siquiera sé dónde está.
I don't even know where he is.
Cuando lleguen aquí, te los presentaré.
When they get here, I'll introduce them to you.
Seamos más razonables.
Let's be more reasonable.
Jamás he visto un contrato tan largo.
I've never seen such a long contract.
Nunca he hablado con un hombre tan terco.
I've never spoken to such a stubborn man.
Nunca he visto una película tan graciosa.
I've never seen such a funny film.
Listen carefully. Can you hear that? No. Listen closer. I'm not talking about the birds chirping. I'm talking about everybody speaking English and feeling comfortable. Listen. This is what it's like at Vaughn Town, a peaceful place where you can really learn English and lose your inhibitions. There's a reason it's one of our star programs. Vaughn Town, lose your fear of speaking English. If you want more information about this immersive experience, go to grupovaughn.com or give us a call, 911-385831. Lose your fear of speaking English and express yourself with clarity at Vaughn Town. Vaughn Town, it is awesome. It is a life-changing experience. Everybody I've ever talked to who has gone to Vaughn Town has come back changed, like they had some kind of epiphany. Hallelujah, I see the light. I don't feel uncomfortable or awkward speaking English anymore. I've trained my ear to understand all different accents at the same time. Because that's what happens. What do you think happens at dinner at Vaughn Town? You got the Australian talking in your left ear. You've got the guy from the north of England talking in your right ear, and the Scottish guy across the table, or gal, or a Scottish lass. That's how they would say it, a lass. I guess it's a way of saying girl. I think it's Scottish. She's a nice, let's see, lass. Like lassie. Yeah, it's definitely Scottish. Hey, lass. We don't say it in the United States. Let's see, a ver cómo lo traducen. Lass, muchachita, chica, nena, chamaca in Mexico, viva, So it's not really nice, but we don't, as I said, we don't use it in the United States. But either way, folks, if you want to learn that kind of vocabulary and how people really talk, well, that is the Vaughan Town experience. And the best part, you do not have to leave Spain, right? There are these beautiful, lovely, picturesque, you say pintoresco, we say picture, como foto, picturesque. And if you've never done it, or if you've thought about doing it, definitely, I urge you to look into it. Remember, you can contact us on social media. Also, we have centers in Madrid, Barcelona, Bilbao, Vigo, Valladolid, Valencia, Santander, and Zaragoza. So if you heard your city in there, stop by. Pásate, haznos una visita. We would love to meet you. And madrileños, I'm saying that to you. You've got a great chance to meet us because you can get information at the book fair as well as getting books at stand 309, puesto 309. And you have this, I think, another it just started last weekend. So you have 2 more weekends of the book fair here in Madrid. Again, a very special time for all of us. All right, I see we've got a lot of students participating. We'll check your comments in just a minute. But first, let me give you your challenges for the pop quiz. This way we get the wheels turning. Esto es, ponemos la maquinaria, right? A trabajar. We get our wheels turning here. The first one is a very specific translation today, but it's a very commonly said thing. It's a very diplomatic sentence. It's almost like one of these. Don't get me wrong. You need to, no me malinterprete. It's a good one to know, right? No offense. Don't get me wrong. These things that can make you sound a little bit more diplomatic. And you guys know that one. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. The remix. Don't get me wrong. If you know the song, then you know the expression. All right, well, here's one that you'll hear over and over again. And this means the translation, the real thing is, you stupid fuck. You don't understand what I'm saying. Pero lo que diríamos en este caso sería, puede que haya habido un malentendido. O sea, en vez de decir, eres tonto, no te enteras, why don't we change it? You're saying the same thing. Puede que haya habido un malentendido. Eres idiota. You're a moron. No, I'm joking. But that's the first one. Puede, ves, me cuesta hasta a mí decirlo en español. Puede que haya habido un malentendido. Hey, it rhymes in Spanish. All right, the next one, and I know we've looked at this one because we were looking at, he's very tough, es muy duro, severo. All right, well, how would you tell somebody, and this is a totally native here, no me des tanta caña. There are several ways. You can say it whatever way you want. So somebody's being tough on you. That's one way to say it. So you can say, don't be so tough on me. But I want another way. Now that we just looked at that one way, to say, oh, whoa, calm down, you know? All right, so no me des tanta caña would be the second one, the Castilian Spanish translation over there. And the last one, there was one where they were talking about will, right? Voluntad, right? It's also testamento. También es el futuro. I told him I will sign the will when I'm willing. Cuando estoy dispuesto. Wow. Did you know that? And Will Smith, we can talk to him about that word because that's his name, right? So, but there's a very common idiomatic expression that uses voluntad in English. And you say in Spanish, querer es poder. Querer es poder. So those are your 3, I think they're relatively native ones today. So today, this one is reserved for superstars. The first one, puede que haya habido un malentendido. Number 1. The second one, no me des tanta caña, no seas tan duro, tan severo conmigo. Pero la forma muy nativa de decirlo. Because you can say, don't be so tough on me, or don't be so hard on me. But now you can't use those. You got to use a different one. And the last one, since we were talking about will, well, there's a very common expression. You say querer es poder, but in English it has something about la voluntad en la expresión. So, folks, that is your pop quiz today. That comes straight from one of our greatest materials, our translation booklet. Right now, we're taking a quick commercial break, though. You can pick up that translation booklet at vaughntienda.com or stop by the book fair, stand 309. We'll be right back, so stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back. This is part 2 of today's show with no name here on Vaughn Radio. Don't forget, you got great shows all day long. Start your day the right way with my buddy Rob Grams and the Probo Show. You've also got Fits and No Excuses right before this show. You've got the Lunchtime Show with Rob and Andy. You've got Let's Get Random with Jules Linares. You've got Richard Vaughn Live, the man himself. Don't forget about the Salad with Dave Boyes. You can expect the unexpected with Dave. I don't even think he knows what's going to come out of his mouth. And that's what makes him so cool. And he'll be at the book fair as well, I know. So make sure you check out the information. You can get it all by following us on social media. Also, Kyle Miller's going to be there. I'm not sure about Chris Frank, to be frank. Okay, all right. Well, don't miss his show, Frankly Speaking. You've also got the Hour to Empower with Jessica Fernandez. So many amazing programs to get you hooked on English. All right, folks, it's time for the Say What soundbite. Say what? What? All right. Say what soundbite. Let's see what we've got for you today. All right. Well, I'll give you a little clue because the who isn't as important as the what, right? What's going on? This is one of those impersonations, imitations, impressions, you can say all three of those. Es cuando alguien hace de ti, how do you call this? Imitar, right? In Spanish. To imitate, to do an impression of someone. And this is one of those cases where the imitation of this person became the real version of this person. So the character version is how everybody remembers this person. So it's funny. He did it so well that people are like, well, that's him, better than him. You know, because it was like more cartoony, obviously. Usually when you're doing an impression of someone, especially on a comedy show, like this is the case today, well, you make it a little more clowny. So this is anybody who's imitating this person is imitating this person, imitating this person. You catch my drift? All right, here it is for the first time. Everybody pay attention to your Say What soundbite.
Good evening, my fellow Americans. You know, in the past, when I've spoken to you from this office here, the news has always been good, not bad, good. Berlin Wall, collapse of communism, that Noriega thing over there, good, good, good.
All right, there you go, folks. That now, anybody who grew up in my generation in the United States will not doubt for 1 second who is doing the impression and who they're doing an impression of. All right, but that's not important. Again, well, if you can figure out who the impression is of, well, great. That's good. But really, I want to see if you can tell me what's going on in your best English. And hopefully, I think it's easy enough today that maybe a couple people will be able to get it down word for word. All right, well, here it is for the second time.
Good evening, my fellow Americans. You know, in the past, when I've spoken to you from this office here, the news has always been good, not bad, good. Berlin Wall, collapse of communism, that Noriega thing over there, good, good, good.
Hey, Damian, what's crack-a-lackin', buddy?
Hey, Alberto, I was planning to do some sports this week. What about playing baseball?
Ooh, baseball. I love it. But I'm not sure yet. Can we touch base next week?
Touch base. Estamos en contacto, ¿no? Hablamos en algún momento. Yeah, okay. Let's touch base. Okay, what about basketball? Do you want to play basketball?
Oh, man, I love basketball. It's one of my favorite sports. But I don't know if I can this weekend because I've already got plans. Oh, man, that's the way the ball bounces.
That's the way the ball bounces. Así están las cosas, ¿no? Así bota la pelota. Así bota la pelota. That's the way the ball bounces. I love that expression. Okay, what about tennis? Do you want to play tennis?
Well, I love tennis, but I'm not really a good player. If you don't mind playing with a novice, the ball's in your court, buddy.
La bola está en mi campo, ¿eh? La pelota está en mi tejado. All right. Do you want to play some soccer?
Sure, I'd love to play some soccer or football, as you call it. What time do we kick off?
Perfect. We're kicking off at 9. Are you available?
Sure, but I might have to play some golf before with some friends. It's par for the course.
It's par for the course. Es lo normal, ¿no? Es lo normalito, lo que se hace.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what about billiards? Do you like playing billiards?
Yeah, but right now I'm behind the 8 ball.
I'm behind the 8 ball. Estás detrás de la bola 8, como que llevas las de perder.
Yeah, wow, a lot of idiomatic expressions here.
Muy buenas expresiones. Si es que así da gusto aprender inglés con un profe como Alberto y un poquito de creatividad, tienes This Book is the Shit. El mejor libro para aprender inglés que te has echado a la cara in your life. Píllatelo, vas a disfrutar mogollón de dibujos para que lo aprendas todo fácil, con conexiones lógicas y divertidas. Es la manera más sencilla y más divertida de aprender inglés. No te la pierdas.
Damian, you're such a good sport. Te enrollas. You can pick up your copy of This Book is the Shit at
Vaughantienda.com.
It's the shit. That's right. You can pick up This Book is the Shit at Von Tienda. You can pick it up at any bookshop, Casa del Libro, Amazon, and you can even pick it up at the book fair. Don't forget, we are at stand 309. And as I said, it was simply magical once again. And I am one of the luckiest guys in the world because I get direct feedback from the people I work for, because I work for you. I mean, you guys are I work for Vaughn, obviously, but you're my students. You're the ones I deal with. And to be able to receive, messages from you guys, and sometimes it's exactly when I needed it, because we all have moments where you're just like, oh man, whatever, And then, social media is not all bad. I open up my Instagram and I get one of the most beautiful comments ever. And it changes the course of my day. So thank you. It's amazing. So I'll change the name here because I didn't ask this person if I could share it. But Maripuri will say, because that's the name I use now for anybody. Okay, says, and this is very touching. She says, and she's referring to a post of Laura and I at the book fair in La Feria del Libro. Okay. And she says, that's two wonderful and cool human beings in the same place. Thank you, Alberto, for your unique style of teaching and for inspiring all of us, not just to learn English, but to learn in general from every situation that comes our way. Thank you and all your colleagues at Vaughan. You are all really amazing. I have 60 Vaughan books. Has oído bien. I didn't say 16. I said 60. I have 60 Vaughan books, and I love all of them, especially yours. I live in Palma de Mallorca. Hey, well, maybe we can come out there and visit you if you can't come to the book fair. I'm game. Me apunto. But I hope one day I can attend the book fair and meet you in person. Have a good Sunday. That's what can I, and you expressed yourself beautifully. And when I tell you guys, I get those almost daily, those beautiful comments on YouTube or on Instagram, or somebody sends it through my website. Wow. Really, I appreciate you taking the time. Because one thing is thinking, I love this guy, we have fun together. And another thing is taking the time to write something beautiful and make me smile, And who knows, maybe it's when I needed it the most. So thank you. I can't put into words how thankful, how grateful I am for all of you. So you better come to the upcoming trivia night and we'll celebrate it. We'll celebrate it together. Let's see who's with us in the house. We've got Mariona. She made the trek. Trek es como viaje largo from Barcelona. And she came to the book fair, and it was great to see her. Thank you so much. In fact, when I arrived, she was there talking to Anna. So a shout out to the two of you who were there before me. Thank you. And I got there 15 minutes early. So talk about eager. So, and when I got there, I thought that they went there together, Anna and Mariona, and they didn't. But they instantly were talking as if they were friends and sharing. And I said, oh, I thought you were, okay, wow. So that's a beautiful thing about what we do here. I think we bring people together, too, with a common love of learning and just a passion for what we do. You guys put passion, you put energy into everything you do. So thank you, Mariona, for making that effort. The money that takes, the time it takes. I'm sure, sitting on a bus for 10 hours or whatever it is not fun, but you did it, and it was wonderful to see your smiling face. And she says, you are the best at the book fair. Thank you. Open Water says, morning, friends. What's up, Open Waters? I know you're ready to open a can of whoop ass. Do you know that one? To open a can is dar palizas, pero no a la gente, digo petarlo, arrasar. To open up a can of whoop ass. Hablando de totally native. We've got Born to Iron Man checking in as well. He says, morning, folks. What's up, Born to Iron Man? Great to have you with us, buddy. Chris Valrol, our movie queen in the house. She's coming to the trivia night, and that's awesome. We're going to get to see Chris, Laura. So if you guys are in Madrid and you miss it, no comment. You're not just missing the trivia night. You're missing some of the greatest students and teachers all in the same place having a great time. So we'll see you, Chris. Have a great trip. I know you're not leaving yet, but hope you have a safe trip to Madrid. Oh, I hate it when they pronounce it like that. ¿Dónde está la Z, por favor? Y aún así, la Z, solo en España. All right, so excellent, Chris. And she's got the flamenca dancers, the sevillanas over here. So Chris is ready to boogie. She's ready to get down, get down, get down, get down. Let's boogie, jungle boogie. Yeah, to boogie is to dance, to get down is to dance. There's Laura. She's a dancing queen. The movie queen, the dancing queen. Well, I don't know if you dance, Laura, but I imagine you're a kind of person who, when you hear the right song, you like to dance, right? That's why I always try and choose cool songs for our Name That Lyric. So we go out with a bang, with a nice vibe, with some good energy. And Laura's bringing her good energy to the table. She says, good morning, lovely show with no neighbor. Good morning, lovely show with no neighbors. Never a dull moment with y'all. Toma, totally native. Aquí no se, I think la traducción sería, aquí no nos aburrimos. Never a dull moment. Nunca un momento aburrido. Mariona says, sorry for my mistake, Alberto. You were the best at the book fair, and I'm delighted to meet Guadalupe, too. And also Anna and Laura. Well, that's the good news, guys, when you're able to see each other, whether it's the picture. In fact, I shared the picture with Laura because it always happens. I take like tons of pictures, but then I only see one or two. And so since Laura, I asked her, I said, oh, do you mind if I share it? But a lot of times people take pictures and then they don't post them, or they post them and they don't mention me. So I never get to see them. I mean, I'm glad you got the picture and I'm glad we had a moment together, of course. Open Water says, I put a face to Laura thanks to a AA post on social media. Now, there you go. Now you know what Laura looks like. Born to Iron Man says, so did I. Well, guys, I just think you're just going to have to come to Madrid next time. You know, so then we can know what you look like too. All right. Lovely, lovely. Laura says, yep, it's a good thing we remembered to take a picture. Now we have a lovely memory. Well, Laura, I can't take credit. You remembered it. I'm horrible with that. In fact, my wife was like, let's get a picture with you and your daughter. I'm like, oh, yeah, right. I mean, because every year my daughter comes ever since she was born. So we can see, you know, her progression of how old she is. Because last year, for example, she couldn't write her name. Now, she no sabe firmar, but she can write her name now for you. You see what I mean? So it's not just the progression physically, but, you know, this time she was chatting with some of my students. Hey, oh, yeah, blah, 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 blah. Oh, she's Chatty Cathy. I'm Chatty Charlie. My wife calls me Charlie Charlas, but in English, it's Chatty Charlie and Chatty Cathy. Blah, 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 blah. In fact, my daughter, eso es cuando sabes. My daughter's a Chatty Cathy, and she calls me Chatty Charlie. O sea, fíjate, ella es de cháchara, pero a mí ya me de, papi, you take the cake, te llevas la palma. And I've got some fierce competition. So yes, Laura, that memory will live on forever, not just on Instagram or on Facebook, but also it'll live on in our hearts, in our heads, right? So thank you again to all of you who came. And Mariona says, yes, it's good to have an image of yours. In this case, Laura. And she says, pleased to meet you by photo. All right. Laura says, it's just too bad I missed you at the book fair, Mariona. I would have loved to be able to meet you. I think you missed each other by maybe like 15 minutes or so. But it was great. Again, it was great to see everybody out having a good time with us. And don't forget, we're not done, even though I'm not going because I've got a million kids' birthday. Believe me, guys, I would rather be at the book fair. Okay. Can I tell you that? I would rather be at the book fair the coming weekends, but I've got 5-year-old parties. Yeah. And a lot of them. And yeah, pray for me. Reza por mí, por favor. That's right. Hallelujah. Pray for me. We'll start a hashtag, pray for Alberto. All right, let's take a look. We've got some people participating in our pop quiz where we're taking a look at some totally native things today. Laura's the first one to participate, and she says there must have been, debería haber habido, there must have been, okay, I think there must have been, debería haber habido, puede que haya habido. Well, it's similar, yeah. Same meaning there. There must have been a misunderstanding. Great. The next one, cut me some slack, will you? Excellent. And the last one, where there's a will, there's a way. And Laura has proved that. There must have been. Fijaos, digo have como of. There must have been, porque ya hay, there must have been, right? Tienes que respirar para sacar la H ahí. Entonces, ¿qué si te digo que ni nos molestamos? There must have been, of is have, okay? There must have, cuando se dice rápido, there must have been a misunderstanding. The next one, cut me some slack. I love that one. Cut me some slack, will you? And the last one, where there's a will, donde hay una voluntad, there's a way. Hay una forma de hacerlo, un camino. So wonderful job, Laura, model student. Open waters, there may have been. Esa es la que buscaba, pero otra vez, the meaning is quite similar. So puede que haya habido. There may have been, y otra vez, there may have been a misunderstanding. Now, no escribes of. Yo digo cuando lo decimos en voz alta. There may have been a misunderstanding. Excellent. Open waters. The next one. Cut me some slack. And the last one, where there's a will, there's a way. Wonderful. Mariana says, Laura, next year we can try to meet there and with the other show with no namers if they want. As we say, Mariana, sounds like a plan, Stan. Solo porque rima, no es porque Stanley, porque rima con plan. Sounds like a plan, Stan. Chris Valrol, there she is participating. She says, there may have been a misunderstanding. Excellent. The next one, we were unable to find him. Please cut me some slack. And the last one, where there's a will, there's a way. Born to Iron Man. There may have been, fijaos el of, there may have been a misunderstanding. The next one, take it easy on me. Great. So we said, cut me some slack. Take it easy on me. También, ya que te tengo aquí con el take it easy, muy común, go easy on me. Go easy on me. Cut me some slack. Don't be so hard on me. Okay, these are three ways to say the exact same thing. So take it easy on me, you can say, or go easy on me, menos sílabas ahí, but it's correct. And where there's a will, there's a way. Wonderful job. What can I say, everyone? All right, let's see. We've got some people telling us their take on our Say What soundbite today. Open Water says, I heard an American man, and I think he's making an impression. Sería doing an impression. Vamos a apuntar esto porque es muy confuso. So to make a good impression on someone is causar. I just introduced you. I said, yo, your cousin really made a good impression on me. To make a good impression on someone. Sería causar en español, I believe. And to do an impression of is to imitate. So cambiando ese make y do, cambiamos el significado bastante de lo que. So repasamos. Okay? I'm doing an impression of a politician. Estoy imitando un político, okay? That politician made a really bad first impression on me. Okay, so to make an impression on or to do an impression of. All right, so te lo corrijo. I heard an American man. I think he is doing an impression of a U.S. president. Speaking of communists and Noriega. Absolutely. Great ear. Y gracias a ti, todos sabemos ahora make an impression versus do an impression. So great. Open waters. You heard it. All right, Laura. Laura's got a great ear. you could tell that she goes to New York often to visit. Well, she did go to New York often to visit her daughter. Her ear is trained, and she says, I heard an American comedian doing an impersonation, también te vale, to do an impression of, or to do an impersonation of, or impersonating, right? Or imitating. Hay muchas formas de decirlo. Of a former, anterior, buena palabra ahí, a former American president who's addressing, qué vocabulario, dirigirse a, who's addressing the nation. Acuérdense, no es addressing to. Fijaos, y lo ha puesto bien, porque en español es dirigirse al público. Here it's to address the audience, okay? So who's addressing the nation from his office and giving his American fellow citizens good news as usual. All right, let's see. Chris Valrol says, I heard an American man who seems to be doing an impersonation of a politician. Absolutely. He mentions his American fellows, his fellow Americans. Al revés. He says, good evening, my fellow Americans. Eso es frase hecha. It's something any politician or president would say. So what can I say except great ear, wonderful job in our pop quiz. Unbelievable, folks. Well, are you ready for more? We're going to take a quick commercial break, and I've got much more in store. Hey, I'm a poet, and I didn't even know it. In store, por venir, in the second half of today's show. So, say it with me, stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back to the second half of today's show. We are going to take a look at today's homophones. Then we've got our Say What soundbite for the third time. After that, we'll take a look at our spelling bee. Plus, we've got Double Trouble. Name that movie. Name that lyric. A lot of times, Double Trouble comes straight from a movie that I'm watching. And I'm like, ooh, esta la voy a apuntar a Double Trouble. So get ready to learn English from pop culture and from the world around you. That's the show with no name. That's what we do. And again, thank you to all of you. I know I always say thank you to those of you who are participating live. But even if you're not participating live, I appreciate you. I appreciate the download. I appreciate, just the fact that you, out of all the teachers out there, even at Vaughn, that you've got time to listen and learn with me every day. It's a pleasure. I really enjoy our time together. So are you ready for some challenges or what? Let's see if anybody else is participating here on our Say What soundbite. Mariona says, magic conexión between Show with No Namers is one of the benefits of being one of your students. Thank you. All right. Mariona says, I don't sound too much heavy. I don't want to sound too heavy. We wouldn't say they're annoying or bothersome. Si quieres decir pesada, we wouldn't say heavy in ese sentido. And I'm sending you all the pictures, but I'm going to send them to you. Sure, send them to me. Sure. I A lot of times people take pictures at the book fair or at a trivia night, and then I'm like, oh, cool, and I never see the picture. I guess they share it. As I said, maybe they don't mention me or whatever, but there are a lot of pictures out there with me in them that I have not seen. I hope I don't look too too scruffy. All right, let's see. Laura says Lara is a cutie pie. Oh, wow, another totally native. All right, fine. A cutie pie. Es una muñeca. She is a cutie pie. I will treasure the stamps she put on my book. And your family is lovely. Yeah, I've got to say, I'm pretty lucky. I've got a lot of support from my family. There were like, I think 7 of my family members who came out. And some not just, when I say family, I mean my extended family. My second cousin, came with his girlfriend. A shout out to my cousin Diego. So it's not just your family, because as you know, my immediate family, they live in the United States. They live really far away, and they're kind of in their own world over there, naturally. So it's amazing to have not just a great family here, but also a great support network in you guys, because we all need that. I don't care who you are. You need a support network, somebody you can call or write to when things are going bad or when things are going good, to celebrate something or to say, I just need to get this off my chest. And afterwards, you just magically feel better for some reason with these people. And if somebody does the opposite, they're always making you feel bad about yourself, as I always tell my daughter, then I don't think that person is your friend, honey. I mean, friends treat each other good. They make each other feel good. They don't push each other or call each other names. And I'm like, so, just maybe she's not your friend. Maybe she's just that girl at school, So, all right, amigos, let's rock and roll with today's homophones on the show with no name.
Homophones on the show with no name. It's homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. Homophones on the show with no name. Cause homophones time, cause homophones rhyme. They sound the same on the show with no name. The show with no name. The show with no name. The show with no name.
All right, amigos, this first word has a lot of meanings. The first one is hacia adelante. Hacia adelante. Okay? It also is atrevido. It means, no quiero ser atrevido, pero... So this is a good one to know here. Also, it's reenviar. Reenvíame ese correo. So it's a very, very common word, and it's got a lot of meanings. Okay, so reenviar, hacia adelante, avanzar o dar un avance. Okay, so it's wow. Okay, and this is one I imagine a lot of you didn't know. Ser atrevido como adjetivo, right? Como adjetivo, it's ser atrevido, I think you would say. Ser atrevido. Okay. Yeah, it says atrevido, descarado, presuntuoso. I don't know if I've ever heard that word, presuntuoso. All right. Oh, presumptuous. Sure. ¿Ves? Al decirlo digo, espera, presuntuoso, aunque en inglés es con P, presumptuous. All right, so there's your first word in our homophones section. As I said, it's got many meanings. And our second word is, a lot of times when you get a book, there's something before the book starts. Usually some text that comes at the beginning of the book. It's kind of like the introduction to the book. And you say prólogo, preámbulo, o prefacio. Prefacio, yo siempre he oído prólogo. So it's basically a little introduction that happens at the beginning of a book. All right? So what are those two words? A. And B, do they sound exactly the same or not? Also, let me give you the Say What soundbite. Here it is for the third time, amigos. Listen carefully.
Good evening, my fellow Americans. You know, in the past, when I've spoken to you from this office here, the news has always been good, not bad, good. Berlin Wall, collapse of communism, that Noriega thing over there, good, good, good.
¿Te gustaría abrir puertas a nuevas oportunidades y estar listo para cualquier desafío? Con el máster de inglés del Grupo Vaughan podrás transformar tu futuro. Este programa intensivo te ayudará a dominar el inglés profesional, perfeccionar tu comunicación y ganar la confianza que necesitas para conseguir tus objetivos. Nuestros profesores Vaughan especializados te prepararán para afrontar en inglés todas las situaciones de comunicación en un entorno profesional. No dejes que el inglés sea una barrera. Invierte en tu futuro con el máster de inglés profesional del Grupo Vaughan. Llámanos al 91-133-5833 o entra en grupovaughan.com. That's right, my amigos. That's right. It's grupovaughn.com, and you can find out about the Oxford Test of English. You can find out about our masters, our group classes, our summer camps. We've got a plethora of options. And if you're into self-study, autoestudio, if self-study is your thing, then we've got so many materials you can pick up at vaughntienda.com or by going to the book fair, and you save 10% and you get a nice walk in the park. The Retiro's beautiful. Okay, I know it's scorching hot out there, but it's about that time of year, isn't it? I love when people are like, oh, que calor. I'm like, oh, we're not used to this yet? I mean, I'm not saying I like it, but are we going to complain every summer when it gets hot? Like, that's what happens, right? Like, all right, let's see what we've got here in our homophone section. Open Waters is the first one to take a stab at it. And Open Waters says the two words correctly. And Open Waters says, I think they are homophones. Laura says they sound alike as well. Chris Valrol says, I'd say they're homophones. All right. Well, what if I give you a sentence here? No quiero ser atrevido, pero te voy a pedir que escribas el prólogo de mi libro, okay? I don't mean to be forward. No forward, forward. Como una E. I don't mean to be forward, but will you write the foreword of my book? So I don't mean to be forward. Will you write the foreword of my book? They are homophones. And Chris, I like your sentence too. I'm looking forward to reading your foreword. Isn't that awesome? I love that one, Chris. Great. I don't mean to be forward, but I'm looking forward to reading your foreword. So four como cuatro. That's easy, right? Four. And ward or, bueno, como cuatro suena, pero no se escribe, right? Pero en ambos casos suena como cuatro, okay? O como before. De hecho, the prefix, el preficio, you say, prefijo, the prefix there, for, comes in many words. Your forearm, antebrazo. To forewarn, prevenir a alguien, right? To foresee, prever. So you'll see that for, before, many, many words, and it means ante, right? Your forehead, mi antecabeza, mi frente, my forehead. So forward. Now, I knew you were familiar with hacia adelante, right? That's one of the things that we learn, one of the adverbs we learn right away. But did you know it was an adjective? Did you know it was an adjective meaning bold? That's another way to say it. I don't mean to be too bold, right? That remark, aquí pone, that remark was rather forward of him, was rather bold of him. I'm surprised he put that in the foreword of the book. Now, the word word, como lleva una O, pero nunca se pronuncia con O. Si lo quites la palabra for ahí de la segunda, word, rima con bird. Lo sabemos de bird, bird, bird. Bird is the word. Bird, bird, bird. Bird is the word. So they are homophones. Wonderful job. Show it, no namers. Give it up for Open Waters, Laura, and Chris Valrol, also born to Iron Man, coming in there at the last second at the buzzer. Well, it's a good thing you're here, Born to Iron Man, because I think it's your favorite section. It's the Spelling Bee.
Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee. Spelling Bee.
All right, all aboard for today's Spelling Bee. Let's take a look at it. As always, I'm going to spell 6 different things here, and all you have to do, bueno, ya lo único que tienes que hacer es apuntarlo todo sin ningún fallo. Well, hey, it sounds easy, but that first round is not easy at all. In fact, the first round, I think, is difficult even for native speakers or someone who hasn't had coffee yet, for example. All right, so are you ready? All right, no pressure here. Here's round 1. Let's capitalize the first letter of every word. All right, the first one is BODLEIAN space LIBRARY. The second one is DAVID space SASSOON space LIBRARY. The third one is TRINITY space COLLEGE. The next one is GABRIEL space GARCIA space MARQUEZ. The fifth one is BIBLIOTHEQUE space MEJ. And excuse me, again, I'll start that one. MEJANES. And the last one is BIBLIOTECA space VASCONCELOS. ¿Qué tal vas de ánimo? ¿Necesitas un empujón? ¿Un poco de aliento? No sweat, no te preocupes. Pásate por vaughantienda.com y hazte con nuestro nuevo material multimedia. 365 días de wellness e inglés. Y viene de la mano de tu propio personal trainer profesional, David Gómez Agudo, conocido por sus miles de seguidores en las redes como Fitbull Coach. Trabajarás fitness, mindset, nutrición y por supuesto el inglés. Y viene con más de 250 vídeos para que entrenes junto con tu coach. Es un win-win. Haz que este año sea tu año, con 365 días de wellness e inglés. That's right, my amigos. Wellness e inglés. I was actually thumbing through the book at the book fair, and it is a spectacular material. It's gorgeous. You know, if they say that things, the way we absorb things is through our eyes, well, wow, it looks like a delicious steak. Yeah, it looks amazing. The material looks great. I know it sounds great as well, and it's called 365 Días de Wellness e Inglés. Just one of the many materials you can pick up at stand 309 at the Feria del Libro. Remember, Richard is going to be there on Sundays, so make sure you catch up with Richard. All right, let's see. We've got some people participating in today's spelling bee. The ladies are hard at work over here. Let's see. The first one to take a stab at it is Laura. And Laura, at first glance, it looks good. Let's check it here. The first one is correct. The second one is also correct. The next one is correct. The fourth one is correct. The fifth one is also correct. And ladies and gentlemen, we have got a champion. It's Laura. Wow. Not only did you get it in lightning speed, but it's perfect. You dotted your I's, not even an extra space in there. Excellent, Laura. You're hired. Contratada. I can't pay you, but you're hired. Let's see. Chris Valrol. Let me take a quick glance. Una miradita. Ladies and gentlemen, Laura, Chris Valrol. They're just warming up for the trivia night. And open waters is what? Wow, folks, I am impressed. I can't believe it. I can't go any faster. I'm telling you, even if I tried, I can't. I mean, even you heard me on one of them. I made a mistake and I'm like, wait, let me start that one again. So, wow, it is remarkable, folks. Give it up for Laura, Chris Valrol, and Open Waters. All right, let's do round 2. I'm going to slow down considerably. I'm not going to go slow, but I will slow down. ¿Me explico? No, I'm not going to say A, B, C, but I am going to go at a speed where I think most people should be able to get it with a decent level of English. The first one is BOD. LEIAN space LIBRARY. The second one is DAVID space SASSOON space LIBRARY. The third one is TRINITY space COLLEGE. The fourth one, GABRIEL space GARCIA space MARQUEZ. Okay. And we've got the fifth one, BIBLIOTHE QUE space MEGANES. And the last one, BIBLIOTECA space VASCONCELOS. And once again, give a nice round of applause to our friends who figured it out on the first go. Impressive. What can I say except impressive? And what are these things that we're looking at today? We're looking at libraries, not bookshops or bookstores. That's where you buy books. Libraries are where you take out or borrow books. You can say to take a book out or to borrow a book. And what I decided to look at today was some of the most beautiful libraries in the world. And not just because I love libraries and I think libraries are awesome, but also because today, in 1911, the New York Public Library was dedicated. And I know what you're thinking there. You're thinking, the one from Ghostbusters? Yes, that's right. The most famous one. Now, let me explain something here now. The New York Public Library as an institution was formed in 1895. So let's not mix things up here. So 1911, the one you know with the lions, el que tiene los leones, the one from Ghostbusters and many other movies, which we'll take a look at in a moment. But just bear in mind, that's just what, I mean, if that was New York's only library, we would be in trouble, right? Not everybody would be able to take out books there. So the public library system started in 1895. The most famous branch, sucursal branch, is the one called the Stephen A. Schwarzman Building. Okay, so it's not the same to say the New York Public Library than the actual, the one that everybody visits. Let's be honest. Now, there are a lot of great libraries in New York, but that one, since it's centrally located, I mean, it's on 5th Avenue and 42nd Street. You can't get more centrally located than that. And you've got Bryant Park. Any fans of Fashion Week? Bryant Park is where Fashion Week takes place. It's one of my favorite parks in Midtown Manhattan. It's just really cool to be able to sit on the grass and look up at these amazing skyscrapers everywhere. And did you know that those lions have names? Yes, they have names, and it's Mayor Fiorello LaGuardia, one of the most famous mayors ever of New York City. LaGuardia Airport is named after him. Well, during the Great Depression, he decided, let's name these lions, and we want to name them with qualities that reflect the qualities of a New Yorker. So one of those lions is named Patience, and the other one is named Fortitude. All right. Also, other movies, as I said, you've got Ghostbusters. That's, I think, the most famous one. Spider-Man. Wow, that's a famous movie, too, to take place there. Breakfast at Tiffany's. You say Desayuno con Diamantes. And The Day After Tomorrow. And it has 92 branches. So there are 91 other buildings than the one the one from Ghostbusters. And by the way, if you want to visit, no problem. The online collection, okay, is available to anyone, anywhere. And you don't have to live in New York to visit. You might not be able to take out a book, but you can visit and check it out. So, folks, that is the New York library system. It's huge. Let's see how many, it says over here, according to this figure I have, it's home to over 55 million items. I'm not just talking about the Schwarzman Library, but the whole system. All right, folks, we have got to go to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with much more, so stick around. Hey, amigos, welcome back. Welcome back. This is part 4 of today's show with No Name here on Vaughn Radio. Thank you, everybody, for joining us once again. I hope you're having fun. I hope you're learning. And I hope you're ready for more. Because in this part of the show, we're going to take a look at our Double Trouble. We've got our Say What soundbite for the fourth and final time. We've got movies, jokes, birthdays, and so much more. And when this show is done, the fun is not. You can stay tuned and listen to all the amazing programs you'll find on Vaughn Radio. So download the free app, and you can learn with us wherever you may be. There's no wrong place to learn English, right? Even in bed, why not? You know, you can learn anywhere if you're open-minded. All right, amigos, we are going to kick things off with today's Double Trouble. Let's see. Is it a tough one? Oh, no. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. It is a tough one. You know why? Because it's not a double trouble. It's a triple trouble.
Double trouble, baby. Yeah, you know what time it is.
Triple trouble, triple trouble, 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 trouble.
I said double. Double trouble. Double trouble.
Yes. Double, double, double. It's not double, I said, though. Well, I'm not going to change the jingle. All right, here we go, folks. Let's see if you can figure out today's triple trouble. Yes, you heard right. You've got to use the same word 3 times. Here we go. Le van a detener por robar un libro. El juez le va a castigar severamente. There you go. Okay, so le van a detener por robar un libro y el juez le va a castigar severamente. All right, there you go, my amigos. You've got to use the same word 3 times. And I'll tell you something, there's only one instance here. I don't know where I'm getting some buzzing from here. There's only one instance where it's literally what it is. So the other 2 are figurative. Good luck. Le van a detener por robar un libro y el juez le va a castigar severamente. Let's see if you can figure it out. And in the meantime, let me give you today's Say What soundbite. Here it is for the 4th time.
Good evening, my fellow Americans. You know, in the past, when I've spoken to you from this office here, the news has always been good, not bad, good. Berlin Wall, collapse of communism, that Noriega thing over there, good, good, good.
¿Qué tiene que ver la Universidad de Oxford con Vaughan? Pues muchísimo. Es una alegría anunciar que Vaughan ha sido certificado como centro examinador de Oxford Test of English. A partir del próximo mes de marzo 2023, podrás hacer los exámenes de Oxford Test of English en los centros de Vaughan. Si quieres más información sobre esta iniciativa de Vaughan y Oxford, puedes ver más en nuestra página web, grupovaughan.com. O bien síguenos en redes sociales para más información. Oxford Test of English con Vaughan. Brilliant! That's right, folks. It is the Oxford Test of English, and you can get it through the Vaughn stores or also on the Vaughn website. You can get more information. The website is grupovaughan.com. All right, let's take a look. Let's see if anybody has figured out our triple trouble. Born to Iron Man. All right, let's see what he's got. He says he's going to get booked for stealing a book, and the judge will throw the book at him. Is that right? Absolutely. Excellent. Yeah, another way to say to arrest somebody o procesarles would be a good thing too, is book them. O sea, ya acaban el libro, right? The moment you book somebody, ya están en la estación y has hecho un informe. So to book, let's see the way it says it. Fichar. The police booked the suspects for murder. Fichar, but yeah, to charge officially, right? To arrest. You're being booked on 2 counts of this. Y piénsalo porque van al libro, al código. It makes sense, right? To book somebody, meterle los, ya describir. Ahora ya estás fichado en el libro, right? So he's going to get booked for stealing a book, and the judge will throw the book at him. What a great job. Born to Iron Man. So yes, to get booked means to be processed, to be fichado. You know, you're officially in the system now, and it's not good for you. Okay, if you just got booked, it's not the same as if you book a hotel, but to get booked, that's not good. So he's going to get booked for stealing a book, and the judge will throw the book at him. And the expression to throw the book at him means that he's going to make sure he charges him with every charge he can. He's not going to let him go easy. He's not going to cut him some slack. He's not going to go easy on him. He's not going to go easy on him. He's going to throw the book at him. Y es frase hecha, o sea, el libro penal, como, toma, y esta, y te acuerdas cuando le contestaste al policía? Well, guess what? That's another 6 months. There you go. Anything else? So to throw the book at someone means, es frase hecha, that you're not letting them get away lightly. Okay? You're not cutting them some slack. And in fact, the opposite, an expression that comes to mind that means the opposite, is a slap on the wrist. So if the judge didn't punish him very severely at all, you would say, what happened? He got a slap on the wrist. Le dieron un psh en la muñeca, como, eso no se hace. So if someone throws the book at you, usually it's the judge, if the judge throws the book at you, that means you got what you deserve, perhaps even more. And if you get a slap on the wrist, you should have been punished more. So very interesting idiomatic expression. Let's see, Open Water says he's going to be brought to book. I would say he's going to be booked, mejor como Born to Iron Man, for stealing a book, bien, and the judge will throw him the book. Ahora, esto es donde los matices son importantes. Because to throw him the book es, toma, tío, te lanzo el libro, cógelo. To throw the book at es la expresión. Es frase hecha, entonces hay que usar esa estructura. Si no, me suena como, tío, toma. Right? So to throw the book at es la frase hecha. But excellent effort, Open Waters. Chris Van Rol. They're going to book him for stealing a book. And the judge is going to book him severely, or, más fácil, to throw the book at him. So excellent job, my amigos. And also Laura got today's Say What soundbite. She says she's missing a few words. Well, don't worry, Laura. Right now, you're the only one, if I'm not mistaken, who has taken a stab at it. So you have come closer than everybody else, than all of your classmates. But we'll take a look at that in just a little bit, because right now we're going to move on to one of my favorite sections, Name That Movie. Name That Movie. Yes, my amigos, it's Name That Movie here on the show with no name. Let's see what we've got for today's Name That Movie. As always, I'll give you a little synopsis here, and we'll see if you get it from there. Okay, a confused teenager writes a blog revealing her daily activities and secrets, advised to do so by her high school guidance counselor in lieu of moving on to her first year in college. Okay, so hay muchas cosas aquí, right? We've got a lot of stuff going on here. So, a confused teenager, well, that's everywhere, writes a blog, very easy, revealing her daily activities and secrets. Easy. Advised. Now, this is an interesting one. The noun is advice. Thanks for the advice. And the verb is he advised me. He gave me good advice. He advised me. So she was advised to do so, para hacer tal cosa, by her high school guidance counselor. Ahora, estos son los que te dirigen sobre tu carrera, tus próximos pasos, the things you're going to do. And this next thing, in lieu of, and it's interesting because lieu se escribe L-I-E-U. What? Lieu? Yeah. Pero se dice lieu como el nombre Lou, right? In lieu of, en lugar de. Okay, maybe it's French. In lieu of, right? In place of, pero me suena más formal. In lieu of moving on to her first year in college. And as you guys know, college is not colegio, it's universidad. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for your movie queen. It's Chris Barrol. The movie is called Ask Me Anything. Pregúntame lo que sea. Ask me anything. All right. And let's take a look at the scene that I've chosen here. Now, this movie, Ask Me Anything, it came out in the year 2014, and it stars Christian Slater, Justin Long, Martin Sheen, and Britt Robertson. I don't know who she is. Well, it's a movie from 2014. It's a quirky comedy, one of those goofy, quirky comedies, as we call them. So Paul says, "Dear Miss Campenfeld," that's her name, Senorita Campenfeld, "since you expressed a desire today to learn more about adult life, or adult life, se puede decir los dos, adult or grown up, here are 10 bitter truths for your reading pleasure. 10 verdades amargas. 10 bitter truths for your reading pleasure, para que disfrutes leyendo de ellas. Number 1, complete honesty is a complete lie. 2, marriage is sacred only to those who have never been married. 3, money is integral to happiness. Money is more integral, we say integral, to happiness than romantic love. 4, every human being is a contradiction. Some hide it better than others. Some hide it, algunos lo ocultan. Some hide it better than others. 5, never underestimate the tendency of human beings to act contrary to their own best interests. 6, were it not for the fear of getting caught, si no fuese porque te iban a pillar, most of us would behave like savages. La mayoría se comportaría como salvajes. 7, all sex has consequences. Most of them dire. Dire is muy serio. Joel then says, reading the last 3 bitter truths, The older you get, the faster time flies until months pass like days. There's no such thing as, esta estructura significa que no existe. There's no such thing as living happily ever after. Everything gets worse. Oh my God. Wow, that doesn't sound too positive. Well, it's a quirky teenage comedy, and it's called Ask Me Anything, as our movie queen has pointed out. But folks, we're going to move on to Your Joking.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, what did the guy say when he walked into the bar? Ouch! Ouch! You get it? Ouch! He walked into the bar. You're joking.
That's right, folks. You're joking. Also, Open Waters, thanks for reminding me. I didn't give you this week's question of the week. If you want to practice your speaking, you can do that with us every week here on the show. All you have to do is send a 1-minute voice note to aalonso@grupovon.com. And the question this week, what is the craziest thing you did in school? La locura más loca que has hecho en el cole. And school can be elementary school, kindergarten, which I imagine your craziest thing you did is not in kindergarten. If not, whoa, ¿cómo empezamos? High school, it can be college, so anywhere in your academic life, okay? So what is the craziest thing you did in school? Now, if you did something illegal, I don't want anybody, any confessions here on the show. I don't want anybody getting arrested. So, the craziest legal thing, or maybe a legal thing that you did in school, and you can tell us about those crazy days when our hormones were going nuts as teenagers or college. And hey, it'll help you think, hey, wow, I've changed a lot. I would never do that now. So I want you to think back this time of something that you did that was pretty nuts, pretty not you, ¿no? Algo que normalmente no harías, o ahora mismo no harías, all right? And you can tell us in a 1-minute voice note. Send it to alonso@grupovon.com. All right, here are some jokes, sticking with this book theme, because we looked at some libraries. We also looked at the word book in our Triple Trouble. Well, I figured we would stick to the book theme. A book never holds a grudge. Did you know that? Yeah. A book never holds a grudge. Nunca guarda rencor. It is always ready to turn over a new leaf. No? Bueno, you say something similar, pasar página. Now, you can say to turn the page. You can say to start a new chapter. O otra forma, que es frase hecha, to turn over a new leaf. Okay? Una hoja. So to turn, aunque se dice ahora mismo en el habla moderno, a sheet of paper más que a leaf, pero esto es una expresión de todos los tiempos. So, a book never holds a grudge. Nunca guarda rencor un libro. It's always ready to turn the page, to start a new chapter, to turn over a new leaf. All right, what is the stinkiest part of a book? La parte más apestosa de un libro. Easy. The footnotes. Foot, pie, que huele a pies. La nota a pie de página. Acotación, acotación, nota. Oh, when you say a pie de página, well, in English we call them the footnotes. So what's the stinkiest part of a book? The footnotes. All right, last one. What is the backbone of any book? What is the backbone, no? Lo esencial de cualquier libro. No, the spine. No. Well, the spine es el lomo del libro, pero también es espina, backbone. What is the backbone of every book? The spine. You call it lomo, we call it the spine of the book. We don't call it the backbone, pero backbone and spine significan lo mismo en otro contexto. All right, folks, those are your jokes. It's time to celebrate our famous birthday trivia. That's right, folks. It's famous birthdays. We're going to fly through it because, as you know, time is of the essence. Number one, he was an English drummer, songwriter, and producer, and he was the drummer of the Rolling Stones from 1963 until he died in 2021. His last name is Batios. Yeah, like an electricidad. That's number one. That's a good name for somebody who was in the Rolling Stones. Next up, this American actor, was born today in 1978. He was in Galaxy Quest, Dodgeball, Idiocracy, that's a great movie, The Wave, Barbarian, Alvin and the Chipmunks, and Ask Me Anything. Today's Name That Movie. And last but not least, this American comedian and actor played Garth in Wayne and Garth. Do you guys remember Wayne's World? Well, the one who is not Mike Myers, El Rubio. Yeah. And he was on Saturday Night Live from 1986 to 1993. That's when I used to watch Saturday Night Live religiously. I wanted to be these guys, and this guy's really funny dude. And aside from that, well, he's been in many, many movies as well, and a very respected writer, comedian. Number one, we've got Charlie Watts, Charlie Batios. Number two, Justin Long. And number three, Dana Carvey. And one of Dana Carvey's most famous impressions on Saturday Night Live was George Bush, padre, as you say in Spanish. And so everybody, when we imitated Bush, not gonna do it, that we were imitating Dana Carvey, imitating Bush. I swear to God. I mean, everybody, that was the way to do it. It was, he just kind of simplified it. So we can all do that. So he says, good evening, my fellow Americans. Good evening, my fellow Americans. You know, in the past, en el pasado, when I've spoken to you from this office here, cuando he hablado contigo desde esta oficina de aquí, the news has always been good, not bad. He goes, good. Berlin Wall, el muro de Berlin, collapse of communism, that Noriega thing over there, good, good, good. All right, so here he is, birthday boy and funny man, Dana Carvey, doing his impression of George Bush.
Good evening, my fellow Americans. You know, in the past, when I've spoken to you from this office here, the news has always been good, not bad, good. Berlin Wall, collapse of communism, that Noriega thing over there, good, good, good.
Good, good, good to you guys. Wonderful job to everybody who participated. Chris, I see you got the birthdays too. Guys, what a wonderful job you've done today and every day. You should be proud of yourselves. And if anybody gives you a hard time, si alguien te está dando caña o dando por saco, you know what you can tell them? Tell them what the Stones would tell them. Hey, you, get off of my cloud. Quítate de mi nube. Hey, you, get off of my cloud. And that is today's Name That lyric. So if you want to Google the Rolling Stones, Get Off of My Cloud, well, then you can sing along with us here on the show. Thank you so much, amigos. And we'll be back tomorrow with more, I promise. Yeah, come on. Come on. Hey, you, get off of my cloud.